Hello, hello. Welcome to my new city. I wasn't expecting S'mores to actually be in position of a camera today because it's been so cold and she doesn't normally sleep in her window bed when it's winter. But she's currently asleep in her window bed. And I was panicking, trying to get a camera set up on her. And I kind of just said, screw it. We're just going to go without. So know that she is watching. She is watching some birds. She's being awfully cute. But also know that you can't see it. So you're just going to have to take my word for it. I have some music on. So please let me know if it is too loud. I'm sure it's too quiet right now. So I'm actually trying to kick it up a little bit. So let's actually, I don't know what in the world is playing here. So we're going to try and see how the audio is. And ads on Twitch. Yep, I'm sorry, no miss. The ads do tend to run on Twitch a little bit, and when I'm... Oh my gosh, Chris, thank you for the sub over on Twitch. I appreciate it. Knocking stuff over with my big old club foot at the moment. Audio is good. Just Kano says, last time we spoke, I had a wee dog, and now I have 2 black cats. So do you have the wee dog and the 2 black cats? Do you just have the 2 black cats? We have to know. Chris says, audio is good. No Mercy says, so far hearing you and the music perfectly. Awesome! Well, a little bit different than build I've done. We're actually going to play with money on. We're playing with unlock. We're playing with everything. Now, going quickly through my mod list. Are we in the crop circle map? Yeah, we are. I believe. I should look at what I said. Milestone something from Teddy Radko. So we are playing that one because I really liked how kind of flat it was. And there was another one that I really liked that had a lot of water on it. But I really liked this one. So as far as mods go, in my opinion, relatively simple. I do have 81 tiles. I have only unlocked the central 25 for now, which actually gives us quite a large area. I may then go through and unlock some other ones as we need it. And then what else? We are also doing network anarchy, of course. You know, I have some basic ones. I have the line tool, some cameras, hide it, node controller, etc. I do have TMPE on. I haven't actually decided if I want to do parking AI yet. That might be something that I let you guys vote on if you want to do parking AI. To see if we can have some more realistic parking. But I've really kind of pared down my asset and mod list from what I typically play with. Milestone Valley. Thank you, No Mercy. It is a Milestone Valley map from Teddy's map pack, which is map pack 3. I also did pick up Emerging Downtown. I also picked up some other ones. Like I said, a little bit different than how we've done it in the past. I am playing with, having to unlock these things. So we're going to kind of see how it goes and really build it up. I'm kind of playing with, if I don't like it, I'm going to change it, but that's okay. Checking back with the chat before I get started. Nomus wants to know if I'm doing mile grids, then maybe. I think that would kind of make the most sense, right? Now the question is are each of these a mile, right, with these grids, or are each of these a mile? And in my opinion, these ones should be a mile here. These nice grids here. Let's see what else is going on in chat before I get going. Noma says I vote yes for parking AI. And the map has mile grids already. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so looking at the interchanges we have here, there is not really... That's a train. There isn't really an on or off on the highway. Everything is disconnected. So I think we will start with... Because I think this was initially the starting square here. So we'll kind of get in here. Well, first off, let me go ahead and just get a 2-lane road, open up some roads, and then delete it. Oh, and S'mores has moved. Hi, baby. Come here. Are you going to be in my way? Or are you going to sit on my lap? What do you want? Come here. Really? I start talking to someone? Oh, she's giving everybody kisses on the microphone. Say hi, S'mores. S'mores knows that I'm not talking to her, and she's decided I must pay attention to her and her only. YouTube is a second faster than Twitch. I'm not surprised. It might catch up. All right, so we really don't have an exit from this highway, so we're actually going to go ahead and we're going to take this. I'm going to turn this into an exit here. Now, I don't know that there are any additional... Yeah. We're just going to kind of build a simple... Just a nice, simple overpass here. Yep. Alright. So let's see. So that actually might be a little tall. Also, I like how I was going to do it literally in line and decided I wasn't going to. Okay. So let's drop it a little bit over there. Hi, sweet girl. Yeah, are you going to say hi to everyone? Why is that not? Oh, because those aren't roads. Those are just trenches. Yep, those are not roads. Those are just trenches. Because I'm so smart. Alright, hold on. Let's try this again. I like the fact that those are trenches, and I definitely thought they were roads. Okay. My goodness gracious. Steve, I have this on YouTube on 3 different devices, not carrying the TV screen mirror into the kitchen, 4K scroll, and they vary by a combined 2 seconds. Well, now you're just getting me in surround sound. I hope you don't mind too much. Yeah, it looks like they're trenches. Now that doesn't mean I can't just turn them into roads, right? I don't see why not. So actually we'll go ahead and we'll just pull that back. And we're just going to turn it into roads. And we will just... We'll just go ahead and get started. Now let's watch this bus pass underneath. Yeah, so we're going to have to bring this up a little bit. Chris, watching on Twitch and YouTube, at least it's the same stream, so it's not too confusing. Yeah, it's fair. Alright, so they pass underneath there. Okay. So I think I'm happy. So we will actually go ahead and back off this trench a little bit here. And we'll bring ourselves down to road level over 1114. I actually forget I have money here turned on, so we're going to really have to watch ourselves. At least for now. Alright, so let's check our... I can't. Oh my gosh, I forgot how limiting early game City Skylines is. That's kind of wild. Alright, so we're just going to do kind of one here. Now, I can't build with a highway yet. I'm trying to think. Joy giving Teddy some kudos because mile grids are already marked out. Exactly. I love that. I think I'm going to save this area. So we're going to kind of build this way because it looks more flat. So let me see. So let's take a one-way. Oh, with sidewalks? No. So we're just going to take that one. It's gonna have to be kind of good enough here. I forget how limiting having things turned off is. You know? It's like, goodness gracious. Okay, because I can't do any kind of lane mathematics there. You know what? We're just gonna... Good enough for now, yeah? Is that the game we're playing? We're playing good enough for now. Now, we do have some TMPE. So I am going to do left and straight, and we'll do right there. And then we'll do... Perfect. Because I would love for that to be one lane, but we don't have that at the moment. So then we'll make this one left and then straight and right for now. Good enough, yeah? Good enough for government work. Lane math is a future kitty problem. Exactly. All right, so to save us some money, we are going to go ahead and grab out our dirt road. Do I have enough? I do have enough to turn this into a 4-lane road. Just so it's kind of a main thoroughfare. And in all honesty, we're going to kind of do that. Is this a perfect entryway? No. Is it good enough? Yes. Alright, so using our rule road, let's get a little bit of a grid system going. Let's go up above here. I don't know that I want it. Let's see. What is going on with that there? That looks funky. Perfect. Sorry you're late. Don't be sorry. It's all good. 340. 340. We'll do one more. So what I think I am going to do... Which way is this water running? Alright, so... I may or may not... Yeah, okay, so... I'm not going to start off with a water pumping station. That kind of seems a little weird to me. So... Okay. So we're going to do a little bit... Let's see, how far is that? 200... Crap. Getting used to having to do squares again. do 200 there. Okay. So I do kind of want a water tower. And I think... Well, I had put a wooden water tower in here. Not sure why it ended up in the trash area, but we'll do a nice kind of a rural water tower as you kind of come in. And in all honesty, let's do something a little funky here for a second. Put that there. So... You know, that's going to be not my favorite thing. Coming into a... There we go. That's much better. So while not perfect, it's good enough, right? Sometimes you just need to be happy with good enough. Now, I don't want crosswalks in the middle of a roundabout. And that should have set it up automatically, but I don't see that it did. This map is gorgeous. The map is absolutely beautiful. Teddy did a phenomenal job. So let me go through just really quick. I am using the temperate theme on here under the theme. But then in my render it settings, I'm using the realistic 1.2 LUT here. And that does a lot of lifting. And I just love this map. No miss, the city needs the university name Institute of Good enough. I agree. You know, I really love building cities, but I think kind of the biggest thing for me is sometimes it's just gonna have to be good enough. Now, let me double check my 81 tiles settings because enable water, sewage, and heating transmission without pipes. Okay, so we are doing transmission without pipes and without power lines, so I don't actually need the water pipes here. Now, what I was gonna say earlier is I typically prefer to separate out my industry from my actual city. I need a population. Okay. So we're just going to take kind of a gravel road here along this river for now. And make just a small industry area. Over on this side by the river. I'm also not a huge fan of pollution and just polluting the water. However, I don't... Inland water treatment. I might have... Okay, I do have the money for an inland water treatment plant. Because I was like, I don't want to just dump... I hate just dumping sewage. You know what I'm saying? So we have a little public works here. And we will zone in some industry. We'll zone a little bit of industry here. Now, they will be able to technically walk up and over there if they want to walk through. Good scratches, s'mores. They will be able to walk through over there. I have kind of a plan here for some, kind of like a school and that kind of stuff there. So let's go ahead and build out using the rural road the rest of this area. So we're going to do nice, long neighborhoods this way. This one's going to be kind of funky, so let's go across. How do I want that one? How long is this guy? 340, so divided by, so that's what, 170? I feel like I am slightly crooked here. Good enough. Yeah. 180, 160. Yep, good enough. Okay. So then with this one, we'll do a little bit different. We'll do a little more dense of a neighborhood here. We'll give a little bit of density there, and then we'll make a nice long one that way. Joy says, once you're a good way into your project, you can come back to your original starting area and redevelop. It's also fun to revisit an area in your city. And yes, if it works, it is indeed good enough. It is true. All right, so the question becomes, do we want to put the low density commercial right on here? Good jeeping, baby. Good jump. Oh, don't step on my power button. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. See, that's the one negative about cats is they're very good at getting into trouble. So I do kind of have a parking lot roads to start with. But I don't know that I really want to do that right away. So I did get one vote for yes for parking AI on. And in my opinion, it's better to start with it on than it is to turn it off partway through. If my computer turns off, it is because I have a naughty cat. Yeah, but do I want to put that much parking? We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I can always turn it off. Okay. So let's actually go ahead and get some residential zoned in here. So, how do I want this? So, these will eventually zone. Let me double check this before I just do it. Okay, that'll keep the same zoning. I think we're going to take this and we're going to zone along the commercial or the main thoroughfare for now. And we'll leave that corner. If you keep open space next to the wider arterial road on one of the sides, you can later put a tram along there as light rail systems, kind of the ones like in Phoenix and LA. Okay, so you're saying kind of keep this area here open, no miss, and kind of do it on this internal. I'm a huge fan of pre-planning for public transit. I think it's extremely important. We're going to leave some space open. Either side open would work, I think. I agree. I'm going to leave some space open here because I'm eventually going to want to put like a pathway or an alleyway kind of right there. Same here. So people can walk and get to where they need to go. All right, so I don't want to overzone here. Arg. All right, so what we're going to do... I'm really torn. We can always change it later. We can always change it later. We can always change it later. Alright, back to how I had it. Can always change it later. Alright, so then while that's building, let's go through. I don't need a roads budget. Oh, you know what? I need I need something producing electricity. So we can do coal. We can do wind. What does my wind look like? I think for now, because I don't need power poles, panels. We're just going to put some wind turbines up on top here. Clean energy for the win. Alright, so we have zoned industry, we have zoned residential, and we have zoned commercial. Turn this down a little bit. Alright, so we have a residential demand. Forgot to go through clean energy for the wind, says Nomus on Twitch. I love that. Anyway, I forgot to go over my drinks for the day. I have what's left of my iced coffee. Very good. And by what's left, I mean it's mostly just ice. And then it's actually done. I did get, I love sparkling water. Sparkling water and I are huge friends. And I found this strawberry sunset bubbly sparkling water. And it's strawberry, kiwi, and pineapple. And of course it says non-alcoholic because they need to say that. I haven't had it yet, but we're going to open it up. Ready? Ready? All right, let's give this a taste. I definitely don't taste the pineapple. Strawberry and the kiwi are interesting. It's not my favorite of them, but man, is it tasty. Iced coffee with inert caffeine. Yes, this has no caffeine, apparently, that's working. Because, geez, it did not like me. Okay. Ah, man. This is why I sometimes don't like just letting it zone in naturally. Because, like, what do you mean these are the houses? And they look nice. And then you end up with, like, this guy. Like, this 3-story monstrosity doesn't belong in, like, a brand new neighborhood. You know? Alright, let's get some more industry work in here. So, build another rural road. What was I doing here? 200. Ooh, why did that end up so funky? There we go. Perfect. And then I'm going to leave this part open. But I will go ahead and put just some industry along the water. Can opening ASMR. Perfect house, says Steve. Timothy. Hi, Timothy. Says perfect house for an 80-person town with dirt roads. Exactly. Nothing is wrong with this house. Absolutely nothing. I have thought about before playing with like realistic, what's the mod? The realistic population, and like the time mod. I don't know. There's some different mods I've thought about playing with before that I think would be extremely interesting, but I don't know. I don't know how much it would change the game. Man, it's weird to play from the start with no, with like not everything unlocked. Because like I would love, this would be perfect for farming, right? It's like this nice small town. Like really, this is farming. I don't know. I don't know where the, or what the resources are here. But this would be a perfect farming town. Realistic population and life cycle rebalance mods together feels very nice. you would kind of end up with that, what's what I'm looking for? Kind of avoiding death waves. Oh man, sorry, I'm like stretching. Oh man. You would be able to avoid death waves a little bit more, right? With those. Oh my gosh, we're not in a deficit anymore. Alright, we're gonna turn this down a little bit here. Maybe he owned the land that he sold to develop the town so he can afford it. I have nothing, there's nothing wrong with, this large of a house. It just kind of feels, especially because it's not, it doesn't even feel like a mayor's home. It kind of just feels out of place. It's pretty funny. Nomis says that the lifestyle rebalance helps with not getting death waves because it randomizes the life of Sims. I think that would be nice. There was, I did make a video going into, before the launch of CS2, that talked about some of my wish lists. And I really talked about, ways to make the game feel more realistic, like festivals, holidays. I'm trying to think what else I talked about, but it was definitely about how like times of day or times of year would affect how busy or not busy certain places were. It was a really fun video to make before City Skylines 2 really had a ton of information about it. And I did really talk about kind of the life cycle of a sim and how making that feel more authentic. All right, I need a little bit more residential here. Let those build in there. Build a 4. Pre-CS2 launch was such an exciting and optimistic time. It really was. Joy and I, we were part of... Skylines 6 was still producing videos at the time. And we did a podcast with Flyvox about... City Skylines 2 and the excitement, and we did, most of us at some point did like a wish list video, and we really were excited. I've played it. You know what, let me actually pull up my Steam while this is simulating here, and let me tell you what my playtime of CS2 is. Any guesses in chat on what my City Skylines 2 playtime is? 69 hours, nice. Heck of a lot less than that. Uh, 100 hours, nope, less. Sub 200. It's indeed sub 200. I have put in 20 hours into City Skylines 2 because it was, hey, you know what? No mercy. I think you can see my playtime on Steam. It didn't hit, it didn't hit the same way. And I'm sure it's much better now. The last time I played it was January of 2024. And I pretty much undownloaded it right after. Now, Nomus has 96 hours. Very nice. I'm trying to look and see. I can see some other YouTubers that I'm friends with on Steam too, and how many hours they've played, and I'm significantly less than most of them. I'm sure it's better. My City Skylines 1 playtime is creeping up on 700 hours, which is actually a lot less than I was expecting. Because I used to play a lot. But I'm very much into some other games now that I've been playing a lot more. Not that there's anything wrong with City Skylines. It's just I'm cruising through my Kingdom Hearts playthrough. I did... Because on Twitch, I stream a lot of other things that aren't just City Skylines. And you know what? I'm actually going to go through here really quick. I'm going to put like a little store here. I don't really need commercial, so just kidding. I'm just going to keep it all in one area. What was I going to say? But anyway, so I'm playing a lot of other games, and that's where a lot of my time has been going. And I've really been wanting to get back into City Skylines, and especially with my job picking up here pretty quickly, I will be pretty much out of playtime soon, so I'm really going to have to adjust my stream schedule to continue being consistent with City Skylines. Timothy, it's not that bad now. It's actually frustrating because it's an improvement enough over CS1 that I don't want to go back, but it still has issues. I was watching City Planner play recently, and watching him play gives me a lot of interest in going back, but I don't feel confident enough in CS2 to really stream it at the moment, or record myself playing it, because I'm going to look like a fool. But I feel like once I know a little bit more about it, I can see myself playing it more. Chris on Twitch, I have 1,050 hours in City Skylines. That is dwarfed by my 1,549 hours in Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, I should... What is my next milestone goal here? 480. Okay. I should actually look and see what my playtime is in other games, and see where I'm at. Is Tree Anarchy on? Yeah, it is. I'm gonna turn that off. Prop Anarchy on. I'm gonna turn that off for now too. I should look and see what some of my other playtime is. I know my Arc playtime got up there. I know I'll have to put a, need to make room for a landfill, because that's coming up here pretty quickly. So we're going to do another, ooh, that's going to be really close there. I'm going to put a landfill probably over here on the end. And then let's also go ahead and stick... And you know what? Over on this edge here, in my opinion, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am, it would not be abnormal for an industry district on the outskirts to have a little shop or something. And so I want to give them a little bit of commercial over here. There's like a little corner store. And actually, I'm gonna hit pause really quick because I know what I kind of want. You want like a little gas station, basically. I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna put something in here. Look, oh my gosh, it's so small. Look at it, it's so cute. What is it? Oh my gosh, is it a little drive-through? Okay. Okay, we'll put like a gas station. Yeah. Yeah. Perfect. Look at that. So we have a little gas station here for them to stop at. Oh man, that's dark. Let's go in. Let's see. Let's go back to chat here while it's simulating. No miss. I have 3,375 hours in City Sky. Okay. So, oh my gosh, 365 times 24. Okay. So, in 1 year, assuming you don't sleep at all, you have 8,760 hours. Now, Nomis, assuming you likely have a job, we're going to remove 2,048 hours, which is like a full-time job, okay, or school or whatever, right? About 2,000 hours. You then sleep 8 hours a day, okay? So roughly 8 hours a day, okay? So 8 times 365 hours. That's 2,920 hours. You spent, just assuming you do nothing but go to work, sleep, and play City Skylines. You would have, in 1 year, 3,792 hours of just City Skylines, assuming you did nothing else. For 1 year, you've basically done nothing but sleep, go to work or school, and play City Skylines. That is insane, and I love that for you. Steve says CS2 still doesn't scratch many of the CS1 itches. Also, yes, please. I tag CPP on that all the time. Workers need snack. Worker go out to lunch. It is a thing. Gas stations are one of those businesses you can put anywhere and they're realistic. Also, gamers do not sleep 8 hours a day. It's true. But I'm making the assumption that, like, that includes, like, maybe taking a shower, going to the bathroom. Like, there's 8 hours a day where you're actively not doing something. I don't have a job, but I do study now, but there was a time I did neither. It's true. I mean, during the pandemic, I did a lot of neither. All right, let's try and fix... That is this... The amount of shading on the front of that building is bothering me. That's kind of the issue. Oh, my electricity is running low. That's kind of the issue with some of the shading and the colors, is that you kind of end up with this weird, like, it's really dark. So let me see. I talked to No Mercy through this one time. So we're going to go into post-processing, color grading, and we're going to pull... Because, like, that is really dark. Because that's just shadows. Alright, well, we're just going to end up with a super dark building here, I guess. And that's just going to be okay. Alright, so we have a car wash and a mechanic and a gas station. So I am also over here. I'm just going to mark this area, even though it won't actually do anything. Let's put a little, like, drive-through through here. Gosh darn it. Not quite what I'm looking for. Pennies. Gotta get a Denny's in here. Denny's is always a good one. I would do that more if we were building like a truck stop. Alright, here we go. Here's a nice drive-through. So we have basically a backwater burger and a gas station over here. Old Geezer, maybe a Subway or a Pizza Hut. I did put a burger and the car wash in here, but I'm definitely not opposed to putting kind of like that, the Subway, Pizza Hut, that kind of stuff in there. Jersey Mike's, Firehouse, all delicious. I actually was doing really well. I was on a pretty big diet / lifestyle change during the pandemic. Lost a ton of weight. It was great. Gained a lot of it back, but that's okay. Gotta find something sustainable. And I was ordering tuna sandwiches. Okay, it was like, or tuna wrap, or a tuna tuna salad sandwich. I was ordering a lot of those through Jersey Mike's. And as much as you might be like, ew, that's disgusting, Jersey Mike's has some really good tuna sandwiches. Highly recommend a Jersey Mike's tuna sandwich. I would also get on a lettuce wrap, which was delicious. Okay, so let's do another one of these. 340 all the way across. Oop. And I do still enjoy myself a tuna sandwich, but my go-to order, okay, if like everything was made up and like the points don't matter, okay, my go-to order at a sub shop is always a BLT sub. So like if I were to go to Subway, okay, and I were to order, oh, I still have some little bit of commercial or residential I can put right there. My go-to order would be a BLT. I always get a foot long because then I have extra to take home. So it'd be a foot long on like white bread, or they have like an Asiago bread that's really good. But now I mostly do wraps and flatbreads now. But like calories don't matter, points don't matter, nothing matters. We're all, no matter what I eat, it comes out healthy, right? It would be a BLT toasted, bacon. I usually do spinach instead of lettuce, tomato. I don't like cheese and I don't do pickles, so I would do like mayonnaise, and like either a brown mustard or a honey mustard, and then salt, pepper, oil, vinegar, and that would be it. Now as I've gotten older and I have started to make smarter decisions, oh, it's raining. I do avocado instead of mayonnaise, and that is delicious. Like avocado on a BLT sandwich, so good. Please not Subway. Hey, you know what? Growing up and like into my formative years, Subway was the only sub shop around. Okay, it was the sub shop that everyone went to. There was nothing else to do. You went to Subway and that was it. Now that there's more sub shops around, I do other subs, but you know, sometimes you just gotta go with what's around. Timothy, I ate so much Jersey Mike's during the COVID lockdown. Chris says we have Subway in Germany too. The bread is disgusting for a German. The bread's not great. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the bread at a Subway is like the best thing you've ever eaten. However, it just scratches a nostalgic itch for me because I ate it so much growing up. And not like so much, but you know, I ate it growing up. We're running a little low on electricity, so I'm gonna bump that electricity up. It's okay for night food after the bar, but Nomas can't eat it sober. Timothy, Subway also used to be pretty cheap. It did. It got expensive. I actually have stories about why Subway used to do the $5 footlong and they don't anymore. It's very interesting. If you beg, I might tell you that story. It's really not that interesting, but I'm gonna make it sound extra interesting. Steve, true, that Awful Place was the only game in town for a while. It was. We had a Quiznos when I was growing up as well. But Quiznos was expensive and it was fancy, and we didn't do Quiznos because it was more expensive than we could afford. And also, it was just further away than the Subway. Chris, I would rather eat a gummy McDonald's burger than a Subway sandwich. I don't eat burgers, so like, whatever. Okay, well that's not good because my game just froze. Oh, thank God. Okay. Okay. The best would be neither. I don't know, man. Like, not saying that I really like McDonald's, but sometimes McDonald's just scratches that itch. Like, of course, I just eat their nuggets. But like, sometimes it just scratches that itch. Okay, Little Hamlet. Taxes and loans, Garbage, healthcare, education. So landfill, elementary school, medical clinic, recycling center. That's nice. Community school, elementary school, plastic surgery center. Got some parks. Cool. All right, so we're going to make this little area here. All right, we got to turn up the electricity. Turn it up to 90%. We're also going to raise taxes to 12%. Get that income. I don't need a loan. Okay. So in this area here, we are going to set up... Did I end up turning on realistic parking? Or did I keep it off? Okay, I did set up realistic parking. So we're gonna cheat a little bit. No street parking. Zonable. Okay. So we're going to cheat a little bit, and we're going to put a parking lot here. It's going to stay zonable, which is super great. Let me find the... Oh! We do have new interchanges! Oh, I like that. Thanks, Teddy. Let me figure out where the parking went. I know it's somewhere in here. Okay, here it is. So we're going to cheat. So if I remember right... The one on the bottom, how it's more worn, that's where they drive. So we're always gonna stick some handicap, because handicap's extremely important, and we'll put some on the other side too once we get there. And I have a little bit EV parking, so we'll stick that in the middle. And then we will shorten this guy and stick handicap and a handicap here. Ooh, that's a little close for my liking. Okay, I did it over there. Oh, man, that's really close for my liking. We'll put a van. That's just so close to that road. Oh, crap. Okay, that's as good as we're gonna get here. So we have handicap parking, we have that. I still can't put any trees down, but now what I can do is I can put these medical centers here. Mountain and country. So, I don't know. I think this one's cute. Does it necessarily fit here? No. Is it good enough? Yes. So we're gonna put the medical center there. And we don't have police and fire yet, so that'll be something else that'll go here. But we are gonna put... Oh, crap. Okay, so I know I put housing here, but we're gonna remove the housing. Right there. And we're gonna go with a church. So this church has a student capacity of 50. So for right now, in this town, a student capacity of 50 should be enough. I also am always a huge, proponent of small towns have churches. Whether you go to church or not, whether you believe in that kind of stuff or not. Churches in small towns. Oh, this is so cute, though. Maybe I'll do both. Churches in small towns are an integral part to community. They offer communal space. They offer school. They offer, in a lot of times, shelter in emergency situations. So we are going to put a church in here. I still can't decorate around it, and that's going to drive me nuts. But that's okay. So I'm putting a church here. I do need to go over and we need to add some trash. So, well, I would love to have a recycling center. We're just going to have a landfill site. And you know what? I'm so sorry, building, but we're just going to have to put it... We're going to put it there. And we'll make this that weird, not quite that big. Okay. So then we'll stick some more industry there. Okay. I mean, it's looking good. I think it's cute. Let's see. Going back up, we're talking about McDonald's. Chris likes a good tuna. Delicious. Novus never eats McDonald's. I've so many good burgers in walking distance. Steve says Quizno's mascot was off the charts creepy. The little weird raccoon dude who sang. That one? A little creepy. Chris, we have a really good burger joint that has chili cheese fries. You know the chili is homemade because it packs a punch. If I've learned anything from places that do burgers and chili, is they are actually very good at saving leftovers and not being wasteful, because they likely put in old burger meat, like excuse me. Hello? What is going on? A lot of times they'll put like their burgers from the day before and they'll put it in their chili as a way to save waste, which I think is really fantastic. Timothy, I think Teddy added new snares too with the map pack. So, what is this man doing? Oh, because of the realistic parking, he has to find a parking spot. Oh, okay. Churches belong. If he added new scenarios, I want to try that. Steve also says Quizno's mascot is driving that car. Yes. I'm very confused because I've never just seen a person not use a road if there hadn't already been one before. So this is very interesting to me. All right, we're having some water issues again, so we're going to bump up our water. We're probably going to have to put in a pumping station, which I think is fine. All right, so we are starting to need some more commercial. A little low on schools. Ooh, we have a nice historical library. That would be super cool. Okay, so we have a church. I think that's enough schooling for right now, but let's take a look. Okay, so we do need another school. So what I'll do is on this side of town then, we will... We'll take this road down. I'll drive it across. Okay. And then we will put in a school down over here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to build out this school. So we'll come across. We're actually just going to use move it. Perfect. So it's a nice, cute little school. We're going to place some parking around it. No zoning. That's okay. Ooh, that's a lot of parking. That's all right. Drag this just a little further. Man, I wish I had trees. Those cars are special. And then Noma says, I've seen this many times. I've seen flying cars above water. Greg, yo, what is up? Meow, hail, s'mores. S'mores, indeed. She made an appearance. And then when I refused to turn on the camera because I couldn't get it working, she left. So S'mores was here and then S'mores left. She was not happy with my lack of wanting to put her on camera. As not that I didn't want her to. It's just, it was a lot for me to get the camera up and running. And she left pretty shortly after. So, honestly, she would have just left anyway. Just a reminder, if it sounds like I'm talking to no one, it is because I am live streaming both on YouTube and on Twitch. So, make sure to stop by whichever one you feel is your favorite. There are people hanging out on both. I try my best to, to answer everyone, and I also try my best to make it clear who I'm talking to, but sometimes I forget. Thank you, No Mercy, over in Twitch, putting in my YouTube channel. Alright, so I'll leave that one blank. Go straight down. And straight across. So we're starting to get to the other side here. And I want to put like a commercial strip because this is going to be that next major road here. So I need to start planning for that. Ooh, what's this? Abandoned house. See, again, we're getting close to where I want farms. Oh, you know what? I think it was Nomis. He did the trenches because the trenches you don't need to pay like if you start with the like money on like I did, you don't need to pay road fee. Cuz that's the other thing too is excuse me. That's why my road cost is so high is I actually have 25 tiles open right now. So I mean I'm spending quite a bit on road maintenance because I have just so many roads. Let's check and see our general health. So, wave death care now? Okay, I should probably take care of that too. Do I have death care? No, not yet. I want to make sure that I keep an eye on my spending because I'd like to not go bankrupt. Oh no! Excuse me, you're not supposed to... Why'd you go... Why? No, not the Jeep. Not enough workers. Okay. That's fair. But I'd like to reset you anyway. Alright. What are we doing here? That's fine. 2% full. Alright, we're starting to run low on electricity again. So we're going to need... I'm going to bump it up to 100. And then when we run low again, we're going to have to put in some more wind turbines. Now, just a reminder that I'm playing with 81 tiles, which means that I don't need to... I don't need to put transmission lines. Bjorn, YouTube, my two cats haven't any patience. They are always in a hurry. It's very important kitten things to take care of. Cats always have important kitten things to take care of. I just love this map, man. Can't wait till I can actually start like decorating and stuff. That's gonna be great. Alright, so we have a parking lot here. We have some parking here. Can't wait till I get paths. I want to be able to put that library in. Add some entertainment. Now the question is, like, if I were to do the libraries in here. Interesting. So my concern, and I guess I haven't actually looked. Let me turn off the education tab here. So the public library doesn't actually open until a population of 1,500. But in the content creator packs, you have the historical library. They both have an entertainment value and a visitor capacity. But my fear is that this is entertainment and not actually education. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. So again, you have all these people that are parking. All right, we're starting to get low on water. So we're going to go ahead and going down to here. We're going to put a little narrow dirt road. And a pumping station. That should drastically increase our production. Alright, so this should give people the ability to go there. Oh gosh. Just like sucking it dry. Maybe there's not enough water there. Let's see what's going on in chat. Nothing much. Oh my gosh, wait, did a rogue Spuds pop in? What is up, Spuds? It's a long time since I've seen you, dear. How are you? Okay, so it looks like the water it's just sucking up water. Okay, this is not, I guess, a proper place to put a water pumping station because I am literally just running this river dry. I have never seen this happen before. So I should probably move this, yeah? Like, if I'm sucking this river... It's a stream. It's true, it is just a stream. But, I mean, let's be honest. There's not a whole lot of water on this map. I mean, we have some water running this way. I mean, it's not really going to be able to have a decent fishing industry. We have some here. So am I just going to have to go with a whole nother water tower? Timothy, LA Water War Simulator. Yes, the company with the most money gets to run LA dry. Spuds, I am great. I just got out of a red hot bath and I randomly saw this stream. Oh, now you make me want to take a bath, Spuds. I love, if I don't come out of, I gotta delete this thing. We're gonna move it. If I don't We're gonna stick it over here. I'm just gonna pretend that that's attached. If I don't feel extremely hot to my core coming out of the shower was not warm enough. I just want like a boiling hot shower. I've never seen that either. It's hilarious. Just need to use water towers. Yeah, we're going to move the water pumping station all the way over there because with the 81 tiles, it'll automatically send stuff over. I want to kind of leave this open for a park. So let's actually start building towards this side here. So in reality, I'm gonna want, all right, let's extend this main thoroughfare. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be a little expensive, but that's okay. Also, what in the world is this that I'm listening to here? Okay, we're gonna. I'm using my epidemic sounds to just find like a mood, and it's like, oh, happy, and it's like, this is great, but not quite what I'm looking for. Let's change it to laid back, shall we? Liquid lava is the way. It is. Okay, so this would intersect here, so that's going to be a road. So I am going to, what's my halfway point here? 760, so 380. Yeah, there we go. So we'll make another one there to connect, and we'll run this down. That way. Trying to make some changes in zoning, make it kind of interesting here. Okay. It says I need water. Yeah, okay, these pumping stations are just too powerful. So we're gonna have to do another water tower. So this water tower does 60,000 meters cubed per week. The one I put does 2880. Okay, so we're just going to delete this guy and switch it out with a traditional water tower. And that should fix our water problems. Chris, I had that a few times. Funny when they want water and you can't figure out why until you see a dry riverbed. Yeah. That was not really what I was expecting, but I have seen that happen before and I just totally forgot. We're going to kind of make this little area a tiny shopping center. So we'll go in and we'll grab some parking because again, with the realistic parking, that one's no zoning, no zoning, no zoning. This one has zoning. With the realistic parking, I need to have parking. Maybe we decide to turn that off in the future. Because like in a perfect world, all of this would be set back off on like a parking road. Also, I don't know that I need that to be a stoplight. Whatever, I'm going to leave it for now. So, we're going to set up some parking there. That's not the angle I wanted at. And that's too big, so... Oh, I should probably save. There we go, Worthy Village. Get a new area, okay, get districts, policies, district specializations, services, policies, very nice. Police, fire, unique buildings. Okay, forestry and agriculture. So now I can turn this into a farming area, which is really nice. Police, fire. etc. Still don't have parked, but parks are unlocking, which is really funny because of them being unique assets. Let's add some parking and some handicap parking so we are accessible. Oh, wrong side. Oh, crap. I do that every time. We'll throw, you know what, we'll throw some handicap parking here in the middle. Look at all that handicap parking. We're here for being inclusive and accessible. Okay, that's done. So now let's add some really tiny commercial. Time for meds sounds good. Looked like there was some semblance of a "that's what she said" joke in there as well. So we're also gonna stick commercial right there off of that side. And then we'll stick some residential down here. Really? Water and electricity? How? Water pumping, but I... Oh, okay. So let's hit pause really quick. Let's put a couple more wind turbines. Now that should help my water situation, because now this should have electricity. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Alright, so let's get our police and fire. So I have my health clinic. So yeah, sure. Police and fire would not normally be right off of... Oh no, I don't have the money. Okay, hold on. I gotta wait. I gotta wait to get police and fire. Because I just spent a lot of money. So yeah, normally police and fire would not be like right off of this area. So what if instead... Those are all landmarks. Don't really want a hotel. Now, where's that, like, roadside motel? That's a good one. Temple, another place of worship. Heart of Korea. Shopping, high tech. Seaside Resorts. Is that the one that had the roadside motel? Because that would be another one that you could see kind of along this. Okay, so I don't have that one. 1,000 weekly hotel profit. Now you can do a roadside diner, which actually I could see going in here. And let's get us a roadside diner ad here. We cannot afford to arrest your criminals or stop your house from being burned down. Please call later. Yeah. I also want to start a farming area, so we'll kind of pump that up over there. Yeah, like, sorry, we can't afford to stop your crime. You didn't have crime yesterday. Now that you have crime, I can't. Well, so I have a historical police station. I have a security center. I have a small police box. Alright, it looks like crime is a bigger problem. So let's go ahead and stick... Anyway, what I was saying... Sorry. Yeah, sure. Typically, they would not be sitting here on a parking lot. They would have their own little area. However, we're just gonna go with it. If you really are concerned, I can build a little area off to the side. But for now, we're gonna go with... is that... Yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Screw it. Beep. Alright. Except for that is literally not the one I wanted. I wanted that guy! And I clicked the wrong one. That's right, we'll get there super fast. Zoom, 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 zoom. You know what? I have not hit save. I have this named as New City. So I need you guys to determine what in the world we're going to call this city. Because I kind of feel like before I just hit... Oh, that looks so out of place. That's okay. Before I just hit save on calling it New City, we need an actual city name here. So please tell me in chat what you would like the city to be called. Alright. Ugh, I hate that this is abandoned. Alright, let's try this again. Reset. Alright, so we're going to keep building some more industry this way. And we will probably next time start farming. I would like no road guidelines, please. Thank you. Alright, let's stick some more industry in here. Oh, crap. I went too far. And another set of industry there. You know what we can do is we should be able to... Let me double check before I get too far. Yep. So we can change the style of this industry now. Oh no, stuff is on fire and I don't have a fire department. Okay. I have no money for a fire department. What if we just take a baby loan? I'm gonna take a baby loan. I'm gonna get a fire department. You know what? We're just gonna go historical so they match. We're gonna get a fire department. We're gonna make the fire department go and put out these fires. Anyway. I feel like this might be a little teeny tiny bit of a problem. And, but I kind of want... What is it? Industrial evolution? Is that just going to reset all these buildings, yeah? Okay. So hit pause. Instead of resetting everything, let's start by just resetting this little bit that I just did. Industrial evolution. Alright. Oh dear. So, we have names. Kitty City. Riverdale, Dry Creek. Oh my goodness. Oh, Reavervale. Dry Creek is really funny. Maybe we'll stick Dry Creek in there. Timothy says we'll reset them, but it'll be worth it. The industrial evolution assets are so good. So we're just going to do this one little bit right now. Depending on my Rico settings, the old might persist. Well, let's see. I think I have it. I don't know why I'm in this one. I'd have to actually go into the settings. So let's see here. I was assuming because I didn't actually plop them down that they might reset, but we'll see. Rivervale, but Dry Creek is way better. Okay, we'll do Dry Creek. I think that's really funny. So my new city for 2026 is Dry Creek. However, I will name this one Rivervale Industrial District. Industrial District. Cool. Which then means that this town over here, this 1 mile square or so. Wow. I'll have to go back and actually make it look nice. In honor of Spuds, because I also like Rivervale, we'll name this mile Rivervale. Good enough for government work. Okay. So we have Rivervale Industrial District. And I do think No Mercy, you are right. So let's take a look at my Rico settings. Global. Okay. Prevent styles from moving existing buildings. I've unchecked that for now. So these should disappear. So we'll switch it and then we'll put it back into Industrial Evolution. Let's look at our policies here. It's just power, water, and smoke detector. Makes citizen lives safer and the fire department job easier by installing smoke detectors in buildings and where poor cooking skills leading to house fires. Now, 5 cents a building when our income's not fantastic is a little rough. So we're going to leave that. That's a big building. Oh my gosh, look, it's my S'mores Emporium pet supply trucks. I believe that was a Larry special. Look at him go. Oh my gosh, there was another one. All of the stuff is going to S'mores Emporium. Get another one. I think I still have a lot of people's trucks. I think I have your truck somewhere in here too. Not running around right now, but it's in my asset inventory. I didn't load a ton of them in because I was trying to make light of my assets, knowing that eventually I'll have to increase them. But I know I have yours. I have Joy's. I have Larry's own. I have a lot of people's. I love the creator trucks. Okay. Oh my gosh. These are great. Okay. So as they rebuild, then I'm going to expand this over and kind of do just like one little block at a time. Because I'm afraid if I do it all, I'm going to crash the economy. So let's do a little bit at a time. When I grow up, I want to be Larry. says Steve. Don't we all, man? Alright, so I have a diner, I have a fire station, a police station, and a medical center. I do think to finish out this area, I want the library. Do I have disasters turned on or off? That's actually the first question that I need to be asking myself. Use dynamic weather, but random disasters is off. And fire spreading is off. Do I turn on random disasters? Do I? Or do I leave it off and have a relatively relaxing set of gameplay? Alright, so I want to put a library in here, but I think instead I'm going to stick it here. And we're going to run. I know technically I don't have these parking lots yet, but we're just going to do it. Because I feel like it's extremely important to have. If we're going to have realistic parking on, I need to be able to put parking lots. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. It's just how it's going to have to be. So our options are to turn realistic parking off, and I don't have to put parking in everything, or we have to keep putting parking everywhere and deal with it. Gosh, I don't like that parking lot. Let's remove that one. Alright. Oh, it's a very cute little bike plaza from Larry. So again, we'll stick a little bike plaza. We'll stick 2 of them. And then... I don't like either of those parking lots right now. I want that one. Do it, says Chris. Oh God, says No Mercy. Greg, I'm thinking that living as a kitty at the Raid Kitty household might not be the worst idea I've ever had. You know, I think that I have a lovely household for cats. Oh shoot, I don't know what to do with parking. For those who are not aware, we are currently fostering a stray. And said stray, while absolutely and utterly adorable, we are fostering him because there is a chance, slim, that he might have rabies. So we are fostering him so that way he has the opportunity to be adopted after we are done with our foster. Because most places will not accept a potential rabies victim. Oh, crap. I don't know how to deal with this curve here. There we go. We take good care of him. He got a big old cage. He's a sweet boy. Alright, we gotta fix these. I must admit, living with him... Spuds, that's really funny. And I don't know why saying that word is just... that's not a word that I typically say in my vocabulary, but I think it's really funny. So well done, Spuds. Well done. Could use node controller. No handicap people allowed at the library. Oh my god. Node controller to make it 90 degrees. Can I do that? Bend. U-turn. No. Custom. How? How can I make it 90 degrees? It's a punchline on a platter. You're not even going to take credit for it? I don't know how to make that 90 degrees, no mercy. Offset to 0. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, but now that just looks funky, don't it? What if I just make the offset smaller? Like that? That's better. Alright. Old geezer, you're right. I did not allow for any handicapped people, which is not good, so we're going to fix that. We'll also put in some EV parking. I'll put a van there. Has a little too close there for me to want to put that there. So we're going to leave that much room. I'll just stick 2 regular parking right there. Okay, so then we'll stick EV parking there. And just hello? Hello? Okay. And just that one there. It's still going to end up being a little tight in this corner, but that's okay. Looks more real at 90 degrees. It's a lot of handicap parking for a small building. I mean, that's 5 handicap spots. That's... I mean, sure, for the parking, yeah, but this thing has like a... I don't know. Look at all the bikes. Because I'm trying to think, like, libraries are mostly used by older people. Sorry, give me 1 second. My friend's popping by to grab something. And she asked me if I want anything, and I'm trying to think. Because I'm trying to think, right, like... When you think of libraries, like, they're used for... again, it's another meeting place. If it was a bingo hall, you wouldn't think it was... too much handicap parking. I don't know, man. It is what it's going to be. Spuds does say it looks more real at 90% or 90 degrees. No miss. All parking spots should be handicap parking. If you don't qualify to use one, you can walk or take the bus. Disagree with that, but I see what you're saying there. What if you use the diagonal parking spaces? Both sides of the lot for more parking. So I would use them. I would use parking spaces on both sides of this parking lot, but this little kind of area right here, that's where they drive. So if I put parking spaces there, they would just drive right through them. Municipal buildings often more disabled parking than commercial. It's true. Of course, with little sarcasm. I know. I'm just saying I disagree. Okay, because there would be people who would agree to that. Alright, we're doing a 90 degree. We're gonna leave it. I just want a rounded corner. So we're gonna leave it like that. Honestly, we're gonna delete this guy, right? I don't want the node. I want that parking spot. Okay. Delete. Perfect. I'm much more comfortable with that. Almost. Delete. And now we're going to move that over. No. Oh, man. This is always so difficult. Because it wants to grab the road. And I don't want it to grab the road. Whatever. Good enough for government work, yeah? Yeah. I wonder how long libraries will last in today's world. I feel like they're going to last a lot longer than if they were invented in today's world, because I think if they were invented in today's world, they would be marked as like communist or socialist or something. But don't necessarily want to get into that right now. As an older person, I've not been to a library. That is ageism. I'm not saying it's just for older people. I'm saying that from what I've seen... Oops, I don't want housing there. Older people tend to use it because... I have not seen that many children go in. Unless you're at a school library. We do walk in circles at the mall. It was actually really funny. So when I was in high school and in college, I worked at a store in the mall. And because I lived in a very, very, very hot place, people would actually come to the mall to walk. Because it was indoors, it was free. It was one of those places where it was like amazing. And the amount of people that would just like walk, like they would just show up at the mall and that was their exercise. And really, that's fantastic. All for that. All right, so let's drag this road all the way down. Turn my road guidelines back on. Okay, so now we have the beginnings of that 1x1 mile grid that Nomis was talking about. Last time I was at the library was to donate books from my library. We went to the library. I just got a library card. Like, again, for the first time in a while. There's so many free benefits with library cards. I mean, I don't know about everywhere, but like, in the US, you can use your library card to get like, I don't remember what the streaming service is called, but they have like documentaries and stuff on them, which is super cool. And it's just free to use, which I think is pretty awesome. My library lives in a 7-inch tablet. I think we've had this conversation before. Is I don't like digital books. I prefer physical books. But I do think that digital books have their place. And for people who want to use them, more power to you. I think it's great to be able to have your library at your fingertips. And it's especially a lot easier to like take with you, right? Like if you travel or, you can increase the font size. You can decrease the font size. You can, do so many great things with e-readers. So like, no judgment on them. My personal preference is physical copies, though. Because I like to own my things. And with digital copies of anything, right? Streaming services, digital copies of movies, like that aren't on a physical disc, you don't actually own them. So like your games in your Steam library, not yours. They can be taken away at any time. The mall had a walking club. That's really cool. The mall near me, Timothy says, was demolished a few years ago. People still lament how they can't mall walk there anymore. I think it's really interesting because with the malls, you know, it's like I don't know that I would feel safe just walking in an abandoned mall. Because like most malls just don't have anything in them anymore, and it's really kind of sad. I lived a lot of my life in a mall, you know, and so you kind of end up, I guess for me, I lament the absence of secondary spaces, because there's no that's a little close there for my liking. There's no like secondary spaces, right? Like there's no, or tertiary or whatever it is, right? There's no space for kids to go. There's no space for like, that's not work or school or home. There's nowhere for people to go. And I don't like that. And malls were fantastic. Libraries are great places to go study. 100% agree. I used my college library like no other. We're going to also expand this down so I can start deleting some more of these old buildings. And actually, we're doing okay on money, so I'm just going to pull all the way across here. Audiobooks, love audiobooks. I rent them like you do library books. I also can listen to them on Spotify. Audiobooks are a great way for me to pass the time driving. I do a lot of driving. So I think that if I didn't have audiobooks, I would be ingesting no books. Let's do this one there. Sorry, house. Noma says, people who do online studies lack a place to study outside of their home. Public libraries are a great option. Agreed. I did a lot of, when I was working from home during the pandemic, and even when I was doing like days I work from home, I spent a lot of time in the coffee shop. Of course, not during the pandemic, but you know what I'm saying? Like when I had to transition, even when things in my state started opening up, but I was still working from home because of the type of work I was doing at the time. I spent a ton of time at like coffee shops. Chris, I like a good book, but I also like ebooks because it's easy to change the size of letters. Some books are so tiny that you need a magnifying glass. Agreed. Like I said, the reason that we have these tools is so people can use the types of tools that they want. For people who want to use e-readers, 100% go ahead. Enjoy that e-reader. Enjoy it, man. Being able to change the font size, being able to change things, it's great. Big Gen X, we played out all the time as kids. My parents would just be home when the street lights turn on. And then when I was old enough and I kind of wore a watch, old enough, but when I wore a watch, I wasn't just going to lose it. I was told exactly when to be home kind of for dinner. But yeah, I was just like sent out. There was like a day in my summer vacation. I vividly remember that like I rode my bike like miles and miles and miles just all over my neighborhood. We had so much fun. Okay. Ooh, park. Okay, park, industry areas, pedestrian areas, landscaping. Parks, plazas, industry, concerts, more policies, new roads, paths, pedestrian paths, canals, quays, fences. Oh, so many good things. Parks. Oh my gosh. High schools. Everything's great. Okay. Well, we've reached 1,500 people. Also, Steve says we have assorted tools because we have assorted tasks. Exactly. But what I'm saying is like, use what works for you, man. Whatever makes you happy makes me happy. Okay. I think we've done a pretty good job. I'm going to have to call it here. I know the last couple times I've streamed, it's been like, 4 hours? But, you know, I think this is a great start. 1,500 people. We made it to Tiny Town. We have, we're filling up our 1 mile here. We'll start some farming, which in my opinion is kind of backwards, right? Because when you start towns and you start places, you tend to have farms and stuff. But we're just going to ignore that all these people moved out here to make farming possible. We're making farming possible. So we had a good start. We did a great job. We need to go through and put in some, I think I end up with death care now that I need to do. Ooh, not yet. No death care yet. Okay, that's fine. But we have, a high school to put in. We have parks that we get to put in now. So we know we'll put a nice park in here. We'll get some good things going here. I'm really proud of this start. Let's see if we can find someone who's just like walking around. And let's follow this person. Oh, follow this little uneducated child who's going to the convenience store around for the end of the stream. So nice to catch a live stream again, Chris. Yes, I'm so happy that you're here. This is not a normal time for me. I'm off today, thanks to Martin Luther King Jr. Day. Pretend that everyone has a backyard veggie garden. Yes. Oh my gosh. I gotta fix these shadings. Like, I don't understand what's going on here. I'll play with this offline because everything's really dark. And I know in vanilla it's not that dark, so it's probably something in some of the color shading settings that I have. I do wish I kind of had Bob because I hate these signs. And these buildings are not my favorite. But again, I'm letting things build in naturally. As we get to more in-depth areas, we will start to actually plop things down and make things feel like they belong. But for now, we're just going to let things build. And I think that's okay. Oh, okay, luckily I'm walking and not in a car. I was like, I'm gonna hit that lady. They walk pretty well for not being marked sidewalks. That's another thing we should probably do next time too, is start marking the sidewalks. Upgrading the roads. The city does feel natural. Well, thank you. Awesome, folks. Well, thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I appreciate it. Spuds, it was so good. I haven't seen you in a while. Chris, thank you. No Mercy, thank you. Greg, Steve, Nomis, Joy, if you're still here, thank you so much. I'm going through my list of people. Let's pop over and see if I can see anyone else. Timothy, thank you. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you all. Bjorn, is that who was it? Yeah. Thank you for coming in as well. You guys are all amazing, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope that you have a fantastic day. Bye.